And welcome to Frag Matic, the Egypt edition. My name is Spellruler Tosiek. Co-casting with me is Fayan, Gevous, Pertijs, and we're going to bring you the casting action for these 3 days. So we're in the group stages right now, and the best two teams of every group will move on towards the bracket stage, which is going to be held tomorrow. So we are already into Champion Select. So if we can switch up to that. Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, so it's going to be a lot of games played tonight, so we can indeed get straight into the bracket tomorrow. This game will be on the blue side, Venko Gaming versus Regrill Your Sausages on the red side. And we already see a Singed ban coming out as first ban. Might be targeted ban, might also be a fun ban, who knows.
And maybe they just don't like playing against Singed.
Singed, bane of their composition. So like, we gotta get rid of Singed.
Maybe like their team captain or like their banner is like still stuck in season 2 where proxy Singed was the thing.
And no one knows how to deal with it. It's like, yeah guys, we like this team fighting company, you know, the Singed. It's like,
yeah, you know, like what did it, like, post-traumatic stress disorder?
Yeah, PTSD. Yeah.
So Kindred being banned out, kind of a wasted ban actually, because Kindred is banned for the tournament.
I think so too, but actually one of our guys would check up on that, but I have actually had no word of it. Have you heard still?
No idea.
No.
They just wanted to be sure. They just want to super ban it.
Only they do go for that one ban. Some will go in 2 ways, but for the rest we see Graves and Fiora, two very strong power picks in both jungle and top lane. Not for the Fiora though, just the top laner. But Graves can be used as a flex in top lane. And then there's the Malphite and Poppy. Malphite always strong in the top lane. Doesn't really have counters, just get level 6, do your ultimates. Have the TP play is always good, and Poppy also being a flex of course for the top laner, support, and sometimes even jungle.
Rock solid.
Rock solid indeed.
But yeah, a lot of champions are actually still up, like Callista being one of them. What are some other power picks? Like Ryze is becoming more and more popular as of late as well. Like ever since you can like brute people every couple of seconds.
Yeah, indeed. Pretty much still the 100% pick ban in LCK, somewhat. I think it might still be 100% pick ban. At least it's picked and banned a lot when it comes to OGN. I think also the same goes for LPL. So we might need to see that coming in flex, both top and mid. But it's going to be Venko Gaming go for the Thresh first pick. Probably a takeaway as well. Doesn't really give anything away from the composition, but it does indeed leave some power picks through, where we look at Elise. Well, Kindred and Graves are already out, of course, but Lee Sin might still be there. Lissandra is open for the flex pick. Tahm Kench, of course, also came through, which can also be played in both top and support, and still really potent top laner.
Yeah, I mean, Thresh is just like that all-around support. You can't really go wrong with him. He kind of fits into every team comp as well. Has his uses like everywhere. Tahm Kench and Elise being picked up by the purple team, so by Grill. So Tahm Kench was still like a ridiculous champion. Like the season 6 masteries like haven't done like him too, like they're not too good for him, because in the season 5 he really like excelled going like that 21 into defense, and now that everything's kind of like mixed everywhere, he doesn't really get that dedicated tree where he wants to go in. But still, like that max health damage you get on every auto attack once you hit level 6, and just the utility you get is just amazing. And I think there was like a Reddit AMA yesterday where one of the Riot designers said like, oh yeah, we kind of messed up on Tahm Kench. Like,
really?
Yeah, because they said like, because the way they designed Tahm Kench and the way they design champions in general is they consider how people who play the champion are going to play it and how much they are going to enjoy the champion, but not how it's going to be counterplayed.
Yeah, I see what they're doing there. So indeed, we always see these champions coming out where the scalings might be like a little silly, or indeed like, oh, we actually kind of made this champion a little bit too strong, so we got to tie it down a bit. But I do have to say that Tahm Kench is a lot of fun to play. Even though everyone hates Tahm Kench, you gotta admit,
I love Tahm Kench.
It's kind of like Teemo. Like, not everyone hates Teemo apparently, but it's really fun to play still. It's still really fun to play.
Like, from that design perspective, it's actually really good.
Yeah.
But continuing on to the picks because we've been rambling on.
Yeah.
Gragas and Tristana being picked up by Venko Gaming. So Gragas also being like kind of a flex pick, but now that Azera is being hovered over, kind of less. It's more obvious where Gragas is probably gonna go. And for the side of Grill, Zyra and Draven actually being picked up. I have not seen Zyra in a long time. I am really fond of Zyra as a champion. I think she's like a very well designed champion. It has like very, very clear strengths and weaknesses in that aspect.
However, they are going to look at Zyra again. They want to twist her around a little bit because the Riot is about to change some of the mages, where they want to be the more some form of unique champions that they're like more clarified into their roles.
Yeah, I think Vladimir was on that list as well. Like Vladimir, Zyra. Yorick was actually on that list as well, despite
but not on the mages one. Like I was specifically talking about the mages one, but indeed Yorick is going to be on the table as well.
Yeah.
So it's Tarek, I believe. But we've already actually gone through the whole drafting phase. So indeed, Gragas is going to be going to the jungle, which actually might be pretty good next patch because I've already seen some of the changes for next patch that might be coming in. Gragas might be coming back into the jungle, maybe even the mid lane. Yeah. But indeed, Victor, a good strong wave clearer. So we can see from Venko Gaming is very, very potent late game composition where they have like some form of protect the Tristana composition. Yeah. They have the Lulu that can boost up the AD carry. They have a lot of wave clear within the Victor, so a lot of late game power coming in. Gragas of course gets really tanky. So mix of skirmishing, team fighting, and maybe even picking with the Thresh, where we grill your sausages went more for like a full-on pick composition and skirmish composition. They have the Elise single target route. They've got the Tarmkans, a single target Nom. They've got the Zyra that generally goes into single target routing as well, and of course the Morgana. But it is going to be a Zyra mid lane. Actually.
All these dangerous ladies on Grill's side. I mean, I am a huge fan of Zyra. Like she did get nerfed a lot over the past year or so, like ever since she got released. Cause I remember when Zyra got released, people were like, Zyra's like the most broken champion. She was like absolutely broken beyond belief.
Her base damage was so strong, and also scaling were through the roof.
I think she got like 20% free cooldown reduction just for leveling up her seeds.
Indeed, that's very true. That's indeed very, very true. I also actually remember where I think it was like season 3 where you had like Spirit of the what's the red buff called again? Spectre's Wraith. Something like that. You know that jungle item that applied damage over time to champions, true damage over time.
Oh, I forgot what it was called.
Oh, what was it called again? But there was also like a silly build you could do with Zyra back then, where you would build that and it would actually apply to your plans as well. So your plans would deal true damage.
That's hilarious. Oh, we're so bad. We can't even remember the items.
No.
But it's season 6, so
it's season 6.
It's season 6.
It's 3 seasons ago, so
yeah.
Memory might fade away just a little bit there. But overall, like if we look at these compositions, I would mostly give it away to Venko. Like they've got low drawback. They've got safe wave clear. They can scale up overall, like both in the Lulu and the Victor, even a bit in the Gragas. They've got a lot of wave clear, and they can buy a lot of time for Tristan to scale up high and get to like a 3 item power spike and boost her up with the Lulu.
Yeah, just the disengages on Venko are just really, really strong. The Whimsy and more importantly, the Gragas ultimate for displacement. So even if Grill does get a pick on someone, and they do have a lot of pick potential, then Davey can just like throw his ult and no one can actually collapse on that person anymore. And that gives enough time for Yor to throw out a lantern, bring that person back to safety. And like all the individual champions have some way of escape or some way of disengage as well. So that's a pretty good thing on their side. Now I would argue a little bit that the damage output on Team Girl is slightly higher, especially because of the Zyra and the Draven and the Morgana. Like Morgana bindings just hurt so much, even if she's building like pure support.
Yes, and definitely in the early start of the game where the base damage of like Draven, Zyra, Morgana, it gets like really, really high.
Yeah.
Of course, they will spike a little bit down when it comes to like the late game if you compare it to Venko, but indeed like the base damage is really, really strong. And I also opted into like the mid lane Zyra that still has decent scaling, that still will hurt like a truck. If she just like pops her ult down, you'll get knocked up, and she deals tons of damage. And it's like, well, I'm screwed here.
So, but with that said, actually, with what you said that Venko Gaming has a better late game, games have been going a lot faster
Yep,
in
that's
season
true.
6. It's like the beginning is more of a lull, and then once you reach that 20-25 minute mark, it kind of like explodes.
Yep.
So
definitely, like also with the introduction of Rift Herald, of course, like mid-game power spikes are better achievable or better used, maybe abused in a way, because Rift Herald actually gives you like the 10% increased damage as well,
Yeah.
which is like really good for mid-game champions like Corki or Ezreal, or like at least when it comes to Ezreal, if you've got like Trinity Force, like you can siege so hard with the powered up minions. With the increased damage, like your poke gets really good, but also things for like Kalista, right? Like champions with a lot of single target damage that will just like flat out one-shot you.
Aw, Dragon Trainer Tristana.
It's an amazing skin. I do
I
have to,
love
I
that.
do have to say that.
I love the skin. I was told not to die when I play that skin.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's
I have yet to die on like I kind of like bought it because of like the snowdown thing where if you bought a legendary skin you
Yeah.
could get a chance at another legendary skin. So I bought the Tristana and I played it once and I went like undefeated. So now I'm like I can't ever play this skin again because I don't want Tristana to die. It's so sad.
Indeed, it's so sad. But have you heard what would happen, or are you not wanting to know?
I sadly do know what happened. Damn your skin spotlights.
Indeed, skin spotlights always they will spoil you. What will happen? It's indeed really, really, really sad.
There's actually a little fun fact so for the season 2 players that might remember. Tristana's dragon is actually named Wriggle.
Wait, Wriggle?
Wriggle, like
Wriggle?
Wriggle's lanterns.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing. Is it like the fiery theme that's going on there then?
I'm not sure, but like that's the dragon's name. Dragon's name is Wriggle.
Wriggle. Oh yeah, because I also think it's like the Wriggle's Ward, I believe it's called. Like you do have like the dragon that is coming like out of the Dragon Egg Ward. You also have that one. I think that's called Wriggle's Ward as well.
Seriously?
Yeah, I think so.
I have like this very old harrowing tombstones ward that I use.
Oh, nice! I got the spooky ones.
I got the one like the tombstone that looks like a bat.
Yeah,
I thought that was like the spookiest. But it looks like we are into a pause. Jungler hasn't connected. I'm gonna change this up so the chat should not be visible, unfortunately. Let's see if I can just remove that all the way. Yes, I can.
We don't want unnecessary stuff on the screen, do we?
I don't know. You can see our faces on screen sometime.
Sometimes. Ooh. I don't really know what to think about that now.
Hey, that was a low blow for both of us.
Yeah. So you kind of burnt yourself there as well.
I don't know. Like
at least I don't feel low then. Well, at least on my screen, I'm still loading it. But by the looks of it, the game has started between Venko Gaming and Sausages. A lot of masteries coming out already. Like these players definitely want to show that they have mastered these champions, do they?
But they can't see the enemy team yet, so it's kind of like looking in a mirror, you know.
But they know that they know that they're being shoutcasted though.
No, okay, that's true. Looks like Venko is going all mid.
Have they agreed? Have they agreed on an ARAM?
No, I would love an ARAM. Oh, the BM coming right there.
The straight up presentation with the maxed out mastery. Oh, even better, I think I got delayed on my screen, so I guess I will just shove a little bit over.
Okay, I'll scoot over.
Can I sit on your lap?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, let's go. Okay, I'm not so sure if this is so comfortable actually.
No, because I have some. Nah. Anyways, there.
Can I
like
still breathe? I'm actually sitting on this lap. Just FYI. But no, I think the speed seeds.be actually pretty good. They're actually sitting pretty well.
But like the 5 of them moving towards mid lane, like it was kind of like, you know, parents like showing off their kid, like look at how much trophies my kid has.
Very, very good. Anyway, the minions have finally arrived in the lane, so we finally started off this game. Both jungles will be starting on the bot side, so maybe we see somewhere like a mid or the top lane gank if they're not going for like a full clear. These days we kind of always see like the other 3 gank either in the top lane or well actually there.
Oh, misplay there by Jor, unfortunately. They might have made an early play onto that one, but I don't know. As far as it looks like, I would expect that both jumpers would like do a very, very normal player as far as that goes. Both going Hunter to Talisman. Yoshino actually gets slayed with a follow-up. Chums are doing a lot of damage with his eat right there. The little dragon egg exploding over his head. Allegation also reaching his level 2. Still around. We're gonna have to see if they actually do the level 3 gank, but you have to remember like the skill level in like a LAN is like it's lower than what we are expected to see from professional play.
As long as you have fun, right? It's always about the good competition.
Hey, I always have fun doing these things. Hitting on you're getting Thunderlord pretty off, but looks like bot lane is pretty much where all the action is going to be. You're hitting a lot of plays actually.
Indeed, they are, and what I can see from they're like fixating a lot onto the forge, on the thresh, where you finally get all the room to deal damage, like we saw on that level 1 or level 2 fight. And that's what is actually allowing them to win this.
Dive might be happening in top lane. Davey going in, but not even needed. Mahir picking up that first blood with the glitter lance. Nice and easy. Acacia didn't really have the thick skin to support him on that one.
And this is what we see often. Like Tahm Kench needs range matchups, right? Like Tahm Kench, he is still has a little bit of range on his health, but it's hard to deal with consistent harass in the lane from something like Luke or Dawn. Yeah. Because he doesn't really have that sustain yet. He needs items more to become tanky.
Yeah, and like that's what I said like earlier with the season 5 being more generous with Tahm Kench, because his masteries would have made him tanky and a lot more resilient, but now it's like mostly coming from the runes only, like the levels and the items. So like the early game Tahm Kenches are just a lot weaker now as far as like trading potential, or tanking potential goes.
He will be doing later in the game, because of course Tahm Kench gets a little silly when he hits like 2 or 3 tank items. Deals a lot of damage, but also really hard to kill. Luckily, Venko has not taken damage, so Kench to itemize in.
A lot of damage, no mana left for him, forced to go out. One more auto attack, Dragon Girl picking up the kill onto Ninja. Ninja blowing all of the summoner spells actually. After he got rooted, so a little bit too late on that one, but that was an easy pickup by Dragon Girl. But now both out of summoner. Venko Davey flashing in, picking it up with the barrel. The revenge plant not going to do anything but give Davey a small tickle.
I was about to say, that was actually really good for Dragon Girl, because like if she wins that matchup early on, that means that she can get ahead in items, and it's especially what you want to do on Zyra. Like you play that like Victor's high game, and you want to stack up all the items as Victor. So if Zyra can get the lead in there, it looks like she probably should, because of the higher magic damage coming out, then she will be able to push her advantages. But sadly, she did get killed by the Griffins.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sad for her, but like, good for Davey. Probably being pretty happy
also,
about
no hesitation. Yeah. That was really confident. I like it.
Well, the thing was, like, Dragon Girl also didn't have any summoners left, so I would assume the communication would be good enough. Oh, flash from Yor, Heal is being caught. Binding lands onto Yor, but Yoshinoya is hooked. One more auto attack. Yor picking it up for himself. Chums are more than enough farm to compensate for it, though. Chums are being a good guy, saying like, hey, you can have that kill.
He's showing who the true carry is off the lane. Amazing hook as well, just right on the turret, getting it close to that last auto attack. Finished off with Tahm Kench. Meanwhile,
top lane. Oh, nice flash away from the explosive cask from Gragas there. But Allegation now, again, without Summoner, still has to hit that level 6, and that level 6 is where Tahm actually starts to do damage, because he does get a passive for every auto attack, or if he lands his Q, he'll do a percentage, or he'll do extra magic damage based on his max health.
Yes. And Lulu, since it's a mage, really goes tanky, opting into the Aeronomic Heart, so not going into for the Rod of Ages, not getting tanky, so the damage coming in from Tahm Kench will not be as useful. And Also, the grievous wounds coming out from random combo. Yeah, Tomcat has, and look at all that harassment that me can bring to the Tomcat.
Get some back from him. Here actually going quite aggressive here. Algacia will reach most of it up if he stops getting harassed all the time, but it looks like Algacia has to go back or at least walk around and let his gray health recover back. And might be having something in the bot lane. Planter coming in for Davey, but Davey can't really get a pick off anywhere. Didn't even have his ultimate available, so unless Jorah actually lands a hook, then that wouldn't have gone anywhere really. Oh, Venko here. That was like too fast. Algacia just kind of disrespecting the loop damage, I feel.
You know, need not really be prepared in that shield where he turns the grey health into the white health.
Here, diving in. Can he get a second one? Cindermany flashing away, but picks to the rescue, securing that one for Mahir.
I'm actually interested in what he is going to do now, because he has 3 kills ahead, has TP advantage, so he can probably make like TP play either in the mid lane or the bot lane, and just get one of his other lanes. And look at the vision advantage that Venko already has achieved in the bot lane. This can easily set up flanks for the touchdown.
Or in a slow 1v2, Yoshinoa coming in. Venko and Frag is diving in. Chumzor picking up the kill all by himself. Dovacat being the next target here. Dovacat pretty much just conceding at life, considering his options.
They're letting him away?
I don't know. It might be lag on my end.
Is it lag?
I think so. No, they actually let him live.
Actually, let indeed. Like Fragomatic knowing Fragomatic know like will be quite something.
Yeah.
Since the same service, we have to handle quite some PCs. Yeah, I think there are like 1,000 participants, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And so that's a lot of internet to take. quite some.
You ever want to truly test your computer's limits, then come to Fragomatic. But that was nice, like, keeping the Morgana alive. Or maybe it was like sending a message, you know? You know, like when the mobsters like leave a horse head on the bed, they're like, this is a warning, next time we'll get you, which is actually what Chumzor just did.
Maybe it is because,
Like first you get a warning, it will keep you alive, but you know you can't. There's only room enough for 180 carry in this down for 1 bot lane.
Dive
coming in. Davey hitting and knocking onto 2. Chumzor jumping in. That's going to be 1 kill and the second kill from the blade barrel from Davey. And surely the turret's going to fall along with that as well. It's Tristana, the turret destroyer, beckons her dragon to bring it down.
Indeed, like Venko is so many walls established in the top side of the map. They can easily go for the dive. They do have enough burst with the Gragas, with the Tristana, and then they can leave into the bot lane and basically just visit the bot lane over and over again, feed themselves farming even. So now they've taken the turret, they can actually apply that into different lanes. Now probably going to be the mid lane because you want to deny scaling where Zyrek becomes kind of irrelevant in a way.
Yeah. So I'm a little bit obsessed. I have a bit of a compulsive disorder. Why do people nowadays like get a Zeal and then finish up their Infinity Edge or like their big icon? Or like finishing the first and then the second.
For Tristana's case, it is actually a way to make more use of her grenades, right? Because you want to apply these grenades as fast as possible. I do have to say it's not as good anymore as before, because first it took 5 seconds before, but indeed, like, you can already enhance the damage you already taken further in, but go
again. That was like even worth casting, like that was just
they really need to find a way in order to get
you know, I get 1 crit on his head, gets the second one. Is he actually gonna survive that? Yes, he is. Alligator gets knocked up. Great health, not gonna do too much. At least he's gonna be the next casualty. Cindermany gets the Morellonomicon proc on him. but does make it out alive. I feel like this might be a 20-minute surrender coming in, because it's so hard for Grills to come back into this one because they have a Draven who doesn't get going. Like that's the entire point of Draven. Like get your stacks, but if you can't get your stacks, you can't. Basically, the subpar AD carry Dovacat again being caught out, falls down, dropped faster than the subscriber count of the time, bro.
Oh, you said you would use it.
I said I would. I did it. I did it. Ultimate being thrown into mid lane. Nice flash coming in from Dragon Girl, but nice hook from George. George missing the lanterns though. Dragon Girl still surviving. One more other attack should be enough. Dragon Girl still in this. Will the plants actually to kill Knight? No, it won't. True damage from Rise of the Thorns also not going to be enough to take that one down, but still a 1-for-1 trade.
Amazing hook. Sure, like sadly not the full LCS big play. Slightly whiffing the lantern, but still really good hook, and it's always worth trading a support to kill for your mid lane.
He just had like this thought of he tried to channel his inner Mad Life with that play, but because he's European, he could only get like the half Korean in him. And he might actually die from the explosion. Yes, he does jump or getting the reset on the jump if he so chooses, but he might have to use it right now. Binding does land, but teleport comes in from Mihir with jumps or whirling death from Yoshinoa actually going nowhere. Mihir just waiting for the plants to come in. Black Shield not even shielding anything. Dovacat goes down. Tristana finally dropping Wriggle, being as sad as the Dragons can be. Mihir flashing away from the glitter. Or actually Raven flashing away from the glitter. But Mihir picking his up. Double kill for him. Dragons were a little late to the party, but that is 3-4-1 and another tower for Venko.
Indeed, Venko just taking the kill after the kill, and from these kills they can definitely push for the attack speed. Come back indeed to the attack speed items like the Zeal before finishing the Infinity Edge. Often you don't really need crit as much if you've already quite a lot of dominance when it comes to attack damage. You've got the huge lead of your opponent, then you just want to emphasize that amount of attack damage they already have. Because if you hit it now, then attack damage with attack speed, right, damage per second. And also, of course, for Tristana's case, can stack up that grenade faster, can get turrets down a lot faster, so that's how you kind of want to.
Cindermanny dropping, Spider Squash. Tower against the take. They might even take the inhibitor tower actually, as Morgana is still not around. Zyra so it does get hit by another might for a dive rally. Drops about 1 or half of his HP rather. Looks like the siege does continue on, of course. They have a little bit of stake coming in for maybe with happy hour passive on. Are hammering away on it. Not too long for it. Well, whirling death even being used to clear the waves.
Yeah, and at this point it is Regrill just trying to put out everything you can in order to defend the turrets, see if your opponent makes mistakes, and then go for potential pick. They were dropping low, and at least this Regrill having some way to give it. This is really hard. A single turret yet, so this is really harsh, and you also don't have the scaling champions. And this is pretty much a guaranteed game for Venko Gaming because they have the late game champions. Unless they mess up big time.
That can always happen.
That can indeed always happen, but for the rest, it's going to be good.
So would you think that Venko might take a look at the Rift Herald right now? Because they still have a little bit of time to take it, because they've obviously shown that they're kind of adamant in taking down the mid lane. So like, would taking the Rift Herald like help with that, or would they be rather off like waiting the 3 extra minutes to go for Baron?
What they could do is they go for the Rift Herald, give it to Tristana, and just let Tristana sit. Because no one can 1v1 her, not even 1v2 her probably, and then you just have to wait. Yeah, here is legendary. Chunks are hammering away on Asia so low, but will drop to
Tristana as well. Chums are picking up that one. Acquired taste dropping off. Venko pushing in towards the bottom lane. Inhibitor tower. They're all healthy and no Tom Kench to body block or tank anything. They're just waiting for the minions. So tower's not too long. Big push to take down the chunk. Unfortunately, I can't be used on the inhibitor for that. Inhibitor also not too long. We're just planning onto Draven. Door going in the box. Here goes Legendary. Cinder picking up another good Cinderman. Plugging to the Frag desperately gets a good hook on gets the sausage immediately on the gate. Respawning, but also dropping down. Dragon Girl being the only one alive, albeit in plan 4. And with that, the ace is given to Venko. And with that, the Nexus turret is now being hammered on. Not too long for this swirl. A couple more seconds until Yoshinoa spawns. Maybe they can at least pull off this small assault, though. If anything, Yoshinoa jumped to half. Next turret. Second one going down. 9 chip barely low, but jumps are still hammering away onto that next one. Landing onto jumps, but here jumps the Molotov being used, and that is the game in 18 minutes.
Very, very quick game from Venko Gaming. Also really solid. They did give 1 kill away early in the mid lane, but well capitalized from Davey in order to pick up that other kill later on, where he flashed in the Zyra, got himself going, and this bot lane just like completely destroyed this game.
You would have expected the Draven Morgana to be the better lane overall, but it was just like straight up outplay from the Tristana and Thresh lane. They landed good consecutive plays, good hooks, managed to capitalize on that one. So everything just worked out in their favor. Like there's not really too much to analyze about it. I guess
it was just kind of a ruffle stomp. Like truth be told. Also, I took off my jacket. So it was like, oh, my blazer. Sorry, my blazer was getting a little bit warm. I knew I would regret it in the first place. I thought might as well have a good start.
Yeah. So with that said, we're gonna be looking toward the next game. I'm not too sure which the one is gonna be, but be sure to stick with the stream. Brought to you by GamersHub and sponsored by Razer, Speed Seats, Avermedia, and ISO. My name is Matt Spellruler Tosiek. With me is Fayan, Gevous, Pertijs, and we'll be back with you in just a bit.